you ready for the eclectic one? AKA Pat is here.
All right, AKA Patters, welcome to it. We're doing more of a full test, and I can already see some of just things look a little bit choppy. And anyone that comes into the chat, let me know how the audio is. Yeah, we're looking a little choppy, but we're going to try and add multiple screens here. For example, like this is more or less the true test. If we can get this and get everything here, we're currently in we're in a wired scenario, so we're no longer Wi-Fi when we stream. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm just saying things. I'm just taking notes, so when I listen back, I know where we were on a technology level. Now, I'm also potentially sharing a tab. I want to share a tab of some of the Madball cartoons and a lot of the a lot of the cool stuff about these guys. So some of like where we're coming from with this is I was in the grocery store and I'm sorry guys, I'm like all over the place. Quick hello to Crypt and Pike. But no, I was in the grocery store and I remember, I don't know who it was, but someone suggested Mad Balls for the pizza circle. So I was like, oh, let me start the Mad Ball pizza circle stuff and not let go of that. And you can see I live right above actually in Aldi, and Aldi they're no longer doing pizza boxes, so they're shrink wrapping these just in plastic with a label on it. So all the directions are printed, where previously they were like this. But yeah, let's do some. I don't know. I feel like just doing some warm up. We still have a horrendous drawing table here. There's just so much happening. Big struggle just to get to the drawing table this morning. Let's just start with some Street Fighter. Start with some good old Capcom Street Fighter. And I will be, I know I keep teasing like a lot of this stuff from the upcoming like calendar year, but we will be doing like Team AKA Pad, me, you, and everyone. We will be doing the Udon Studio Street Fighter series. So this was Dan here, and Dan is a final fight character. Two of them that showed up in Alpha, and I guess like I never realized that. I never put that together until I was researching what to do. But we got to improve this pose. We'll do a couple warm-ups. We'll see where things are. So cheers to all of you. But already, like just like starting all of this, like somewhat of a big difference. Like somewhat of a big difference, but I don't like some of the choppiness. It really seems like StreamYard fails when you add another camera and you try and share the screen. And when it comes to internet connection, like I'm like maxed out. This pose here. See, I don't know too much about this pose. I'm not crazy about it. But I wanted the entire page to be read. And Sodom here, I don't know. My previous Sodom page. it's like too much red. So it's like we have red here, and then like we turn the page. I don't know. Some of his portrayals, I recall like very stringy hair. So we'll keep some of that. But yeah, I mean, I cannot wait to really delve into those Udon Studios hardbacks because a lot of it is I remember when those came out, like when those issues were released, and it was a big deal because they got Joe Mad back to doing comics, and given like Joe Mad only did 4 pages, 5 pages, but it was enough to get people excited. The ink for this is coming out very quick. There we go. I tend to give characters much longer hair at times, and that's because I just like hair to, I don't know, fill up a part of the page. I think it's just fun to look at, like motion wise. It's a good design element. But yeah, and then the other character, his co-fighter, Cody, is also in Alpha. But Cody's in jail, and I knew there was a prison guy in Alpha because I used to play it a lot on my Game Boy Advance. But I never put it together that these were the guys from Final Fight. So, but part of the idea for this page is to get as deep into the red like as possible. Like we want this thing to be very red. So I'll go back with the Sodom page and I'll do some corrections on that. I'll probably like get the acrylics out for this. And we'll add like a different color background, like probably all over. Like maybe blue. I got some blue to mess around with. But I'll always preach. You have to, if you really want to grow as a artist illustrator, like you have to have a sketchbook with a theme all the time, and that's even after you get good. Like if you're saying to yourself, well, like I won't need the sketchbooks once I learn how to draw, and it's like, nah, like you're missing the point about what it's going to take to get to a real level. Like never undersell the amount of work some of this stuff takes, because that's really that's just something I see a lot of. in all my years on planet Earth. Yeah, ho. Oh, good. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, like, well, here's the thing with that. It's like, for example, like, if we took this, I got this guy's name is Stephen Hughes. He was a really the founding artist for Chaos Comics, and he passed away. But his impact is just immeasurable. If I were to take this face, right, and to, like, I could do it, yeah, because just to be able to draw, like, you have to monitor forms, like, what forms are, and what lighting is. I would say yes. I say anyone that's a good illustrator, you can translate that skill set into nearly anything, like any style. Like, if you ever hired an artist and they cannot do that, that means they're using, like, other things. They need a crutch. They don't have the skill set just to sit down and draw. And it doesn't mean, like, for example, like, I could draw in a Looney Tune style, like a Warner Brothers Looney Tune style, or like a Pokemon anime style. And like, you're going to tell at first that I'm learning to draw like that, but eventually, right? Like, it's going to, like, I'll draw anime. I'll be able to, it'll look like I'm an anime artist. So, to answer your question, yes, that was a long-winded way there. See, that's a little bit there. Maybe I should have done like a different pose for him. I'm beginning to think maybe, yeah. Uh, yeah, I don't mind. Here's the wild thing. I don't mind AI artwork. I really don't. Um, like I'm kind of where I don't see the big deal. I just don't. And I believe a lot of the stuff with AI is just people grandstanding, and they're people with these extreme opinions, or just I don't know. I've already seen a lot of artists make excuses, uh, just with their ability versus AI. I'll say like a lot of excuse, like to where you're just like like maybe you were not like maybe you never put in the work to become a good illustrator, and people are acting like AI is stealing their jobs, where it's like like you lost your ability to get hired when you never practiced and never took it seriously and never wanted to really like learn. That's really where I'm at when it comes to AI. Yeah, I don't mind it. I really don't. I think there was like a new Coca-Cola commercial that used it. I thought that was like pretty effing cool. Uh, yeah, I think the things they can do for advertising, it's stuff, you know, the stuff it can do for social media. I think it's there, and I know that is very, very unpopular. give him a little bit of a longer face than what I've been doing throughout the sketchbook. So here's the big idea. Can we really go crazy with the red here? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not fully. I think if it ever comes out that Ozempic is, uh, Ozempic is, let's just say it's harmful beyond its initial use, meaning, it's addicting or this and that. But look, I got no problem with people trying to better themselves, experimenting, there's so much of fitness that is figuring out what works for you. And look, losing weight is not an easy thing. If it was if losing weight was easy, no one would be overweight. No, I just view it as, is it a shortcut? I don't know. I would say go hard with Ozempic, but go hard with the weights, just so you don't get skinny fat. Right? We don't like skinny fat. Yeah, fitness wise, if you want to touch on that real quick, and if you're new to who I am, and I'm all over YouTube, and I have a movie podcast called The Film Buff. The Film Buff is available literally everywhere. We do about one to two drops a day. Currently, we're in Cinemas, which we're doing all Christmas movies. But anyway, I work out as much as I can. The wild thing is, I think I must have been like 135 pounds. I'm like maybe 190 now. I'm not big on supplements. I'm not big on dieting. I'm just big on, putting the time into the gym and, being consistent. I would say like that's my biggest superpower when it comes to that stuff. I try and be as consistent as possible. All right. We're going to use his colors because he's got McDonald's colors. There we go. So this is going to have to dry. The biggest problem with this sketchbook is that, yeah, it's a lot of dry time. So we're at the subject of air. And yes, I am late on getting a blue. I think I did order a blow dryer finally. That might be in my delivery room for my building. I may just have to pick that up. But on the same token, you guys would have to hear a blow dryer sound off. So not exactly popular. All right. We're good with this. We're going to hit the mad balls. And the mad balls. Here we go. Let's just get. We're going to do the green one here. I don't even know their names. Let's. These are good. These are good questions. They're Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Die Hard is not. The criteria for Christmas movies is stated to have Christmas themes. Die Hard takes place during a Christmas party, does not hold any Christmas themes. Gremlins takes place during Christmas, but Gizmo himself is a Christmas present. The spirit of Christmas is in the very plot of Gremlins. So Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Die Hard is not. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you agree. So Mad Balls real quick, guys. Right here. That's who we're drawing. We're going to get as far as we can. We're going to just work on the black and whites. We do these very simple. We get just one. We need one Sharpie, one pencil, and we have a cardboard piece of circle right there. So let's see here. We get a little bit of a centering. This is probably the worst one to kind of start the series out with because this is such a oddly complex character. This design is there's a hell of a lot happening. I want to say when I was younger, this might have been the first one of these that I ended up somehow buying. Somehow I ended up with one of these. And I loved them too. I had Series 1 and Series 2 in one of the footballs. Yeah, it's just funny to me where Die Hard kind of like this idea. I think there's even like a Die Hard Christmas children's book, like a golden book, which is like hilarious, by the way. But it's still really to the theme of like where is the Christmas, like what part of Die Hard is Christmas? You have to talk to yourself. You always have to ask that question. And look, people make similar arguments. They say Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie, and I get it. A lot of Shane Black, a lot of his movies are Christmas, like the setting. I think all his movies are set around Christmas outside of The Predator. But it doesn't quite mean, right? It doesn't, like just because it takes place around Christmas doesn't make it Christmas. Some people, those Batman Returns, that's a little tougher. That one's a little bit tougher. But you should have a criteria when people make those statements, even those arguments. I don't know how much of this so much of this is not even, but it's okay. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Die Hard 1 and 2 are both Christmas, because it's almost as if, like, I think the original hook was, and and you gotta give the studios a little bit of credit. A lot of the studio methodology for sequels during that time was, like, how do we make it different enough, but give people what we know that the people want, and like. So why not? Like, hey, like, let's give it a different setting. Let's give it a different environment. Let's make it easy for people to know, like, what's happening. And like, in a way, because Die Hard 2 uses a lot of the, we'll say, like, kind of the production and plot elements of Die Hard 1. You can follow Die Hard 2 a lot easier. You can kind of have a little bit more of a good time watching that movie. And I think that's what sequels are. Like, sequels really, sometimes they don't, and not everything needs to be a trilogy. And then everything became a trilogy. You can make that argument for Pirates of the Caribbean, where, I mean, I love those first 3 films. I really do. But like, would it be a different film going experience if Disney said, look, just like, we'll do another pirate adventure. It's kind of baked into the dough with the characters, and we can kind of put these guys anywhere. We can put them in the Arctic. We can put them, do a setting around Christmas time, right? And I don't know. I just feel a lot's been lost with this sequel chasing or trilogy, because even Venom, like, they call Venom a trilogy, and you're like, like, really? Like, are those 3 movies even linked? But then everything changed. Die Hard 3 is such a good movie. I think Live Free and Die Hard, pretty cool too. That's the one where they have they have like what is it? Like a semi truck, like a Mack truck, and the whole trailer, they're just hacking into the entire American grid. But that's that's a movie too. That's, like, very honest with what with what some of the real threats are. And a lot of stuff happens. A lot of stuff happens, and we are never told if it's a cyber attack or not. I don't think they could ever let that stuff get out. I really don't. I think if people actually knew how vulnerable some of these networks are and these quote unquote safe institutions, I don't know. There we go. All right. Uh I'm not. No, I'm not sold, and that's a fair way of phrasing that. Uh, no, I'm not sold on the iteration, the whole universe of Superman, and it doesn't mean I'm not like ready for it or because look, James Gunn was a part of two movies that I really do adore. Both of them I view as like pretty much like perfect movies, perfect endings. One was called Brightburn, and the other one was called the Belko Experiment. I think his Suicide Squad for kind of like just like jumping into that movie as quickly as he did. I get it, like it was a pandemic movie, but I thought like Stario and like he used Stario, which is just mind-boggling to me. I think Suicide Squad just fits his aesthetic so much more than Domain of Steel. And you kind of see it, and and he may not make the movie as goofy as possible, but like Suicide Squad like has a whole bit where they're arguing about the guy's initials. Like it's like initials, what do they stand for? And the guy's like, it's me. They're like back and forth, right? And it's very James Gunn. I don't know what I could have seen though to give me confidence. I guess maybe if I really saw something just unexpected, and I don't know what that would have been, but I'm not sold on it. I know some people are. Some people legit got excited. We're doing Mad Balls. So if you're not familiar, right here, Mad Balls aren't pizza circles. I'm doing my best because there's this one has a lot to it. But getting back to the some of the James Gunn stuff, I mean, like on my work desk here, I legit have a Milano because I was so blown away by Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, no exaggeration. I still view Guardians of the Galaxy as just one of the just all time best comic book movies. Like, period. I think that movie just hits things on a whole other level. But again, too, like a lot of people did not like that second one, and rightfully so. Because what do they do in that second movie? They break up the team. The team gets broken up on a pretty big level. Everyone's like separated, and a lot of this dynamic that you may have wanted to see more of is just not there because of the plot. And I don't know if he spoke on that. Like, I don't know if he has I don't know what he could say though to kind of make me not feel, we were a little bit robbed in that movie. But I don't like the idea that they killed Kurt Russell because he's a Celestial. Like, you're not supposed to be able to kill those guys. But Kurt Russell's great. The beginning of that movie's great. The struggle of Star-Lord within that movie is fantastic. Yeah, is that a Mad Ball? Yes, it is. Give me 1 second, everyone. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. These questions are great, by the way. Oh yeah, I know. Paper machete, Matt. Yeah, like this line too is really I view it as like the definition of the 80s because they were so wild looking. And I guess it's called like gross out, right? Like it's a gross out toy line. And I love that it kind of came back and I think NECA, like someone might have done like horror movie ones. There was like a Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers and Alien and the Predator one. It's such a good idea. It really is. I think I think Playmates and the Turtles had some that were like kind of, they were emulating a little bit of the popularity. And then just endless counterfeits. Like the counterfeits are the ones people really trying. Like I know some of those are insanely valuable. I always liked the footballs. I thought the footballs were there's one football that's kind of like a rocket. I don't even know their names. I don't even know this guy's name. But that's a lot of what we do here. So, like, if you're new here, like subscribe, like support. I'm on YouTube. I'm all over social. Like find me if you get ideas for things. I'm always open to ideas of what to draw from people. But yeah, I want to hear from you. But this is one of those. It's one of the rare times where, like when something kind of came back, I was like, that is pretty cool. Because I think Super 7 might have done a series, but they were plastic, which is still fine. Yeah, I know. Wind block, dude. I think this is. I think really everyone knows that it's it will there will be a correction period. And if you don't think that exists, just look at what happened with Star Wars. Like even now, like no momentum for a new movie. Like maybe DC will go, you know, use the same solution that Disney did with Star Wars, which was stream only, like just do stream service entertainment. No, they were physical. Yeah, they were physical balls. They were foam actually. Well painted too. The second series, the colors for series 2, really really hot stuff. Yeah, how Windblock? How are you fully caught up on Superman and Lois? I've seen episodes, but I haven't I haven't gone through the like the whole binge of the seasons. And season 4 is the last one, right? I know they did Doomsday, which is pretty awesome, by the way. And I think what wasn't small, like didn't they do Doomsday and Krypton also? I don't know if you got into Krypton. Here we go. I think we're getting there. Levi, what is up? Yeah, dude, no, but I think Skeleton Crew is great because Skeleton Crew's target audience is literally the future of Star Wars, right? Yeah, I mean, I think everything that Skeleton's Crew represents, and I get it, some people might have issues with some of the like the kids and whatever, but it's kind of, I don't know. To me, that's a kids show, and it's a highly produced kids show. Like, why wouldn't, like why, what's not to like? And if you're a adult that can kind of sit down and enjoy it, cool. But you may not be, which is also fine too. Like, I think these, like the reach of Disney Plus, for example, just the reach of it, like subscribers and just what they even do daily, the amount of people that they reach. The idea is to have something for everybody. It's not to have one thing that everybody likes. That's not the streaming model. But dude, like, I remember when I was growing up, there was no new Star Wars, and you had to hunt down an old VHS of the Ewok TV show, of the live action movies, or some of the animation. Right? Like, it's but now it's like, holy crap, dude. Like, yeah, like Star Wars is, there's so much new stuff coming out. I think it's good overall. I think people microdose the reviews though. Like, I don't like it when they like people are kind of reviewing Creature Commandos episode by episode, for example, like right now. And it's like, like how why are we doing that? Because we know it's designed to be a singular piece. So I think that's a little like disingenuous. I think back in the day, you could watch Cheers or Hill Street Blues, right? Until we get to Lost, and then Lost kind of really brought in the idea that everything could be this big, giant, cohesive storyline in a serialized form. Here we go. Let's catch up on some of these messages. Yeah, two different. Yeah, two different property licenses. You have two more episodes left. Wow. So like you're really, yeah. I don't know. Like, people like that show. It is odd to me that they got rid of Superman and Lois. If you're going to have two Dark Knights and two Batman, and the only thing, like the only reason why like that decision wasn't made for uh the Robert Patterson Batman movie is that was highly received and popular, right? But you can have two Dark Knights and you can't have two Superman. Like, I don't understand that. Levi. Oh, Levi, I cannot do it. But Levi, um can you just like DM me that show? Like just find me on Twitter or like Insta and just DM me that show so I can just maybe if I have to like add a bell to it so I can monitor it a little bit and then eventually like jump on. I cannot do today. I cannot do 2 o'clock today. Yeah, like so. I mean, but that all superheroes are Boy Scouts. You know, Punisher, Wolverine, like these like anti-heroes. They're not superheroes. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think Netflix knows that works. And the funny thing is, I think dude, I still feel like Netflix. They're like I don't know why they get so much flack because even Netflix's like quality, they're partial quality shows. The shows that aren't 100% or the movies that aren't 100% are still as good as or better. Like Netflix, Netflix knows the behavior of the audience that they're going for, and their audience is everyone. It's worldwide, and they got the numbers to prove it. Like the people that bash the shows on Netflix or they act like Netflix just puts out garbage and things like that. When you look at their aggregate, when you look at everything that they've released, documentaries, the comedies, the TV shows, the specials, the reality show, like when you put everything that their animation, like no one gives Netflix animation any credit, which is so wild to me. Like for example, like that Claws movie. Claws is such it's that's a modern day masterpiece. Like to kind of be to use that term. Uh Netflix in the aggregate destroys everything. Like and that I know that kind of upsets some people because they have to stick to the idea that Netflix just produces like garbage and cannot be consistent and cannot have anything like of value. Netflix has changed the conversation in so many different areas. And Disney Plus, HBO Max, they all copy and emulate what they think Netflix is doing. The executives of Netflix, when they leave, they get hired right away. Like same as someone from Google or Microsoft or Apple. Yeah, and Levi, I'm going to be getting out of here somewhat soon anyway. But yeah, dude, like just let me know. I mean, I'm very familiar with the Madness Comic Book Network. I would love to pop on. No, I just think it's yeah, I mean I think Disney I don't know. I think Disney I think even now some of the Marvel shows, some of the Star Wars shows, I still think that they're so highly anticipated. People would love if those were dropped in a big chunk. And I think it changes. It can change a little bit of the storytelling because you're not just doing if you're doing something that's released per episode, you know, conceivably you can kind of make adjustments going into the final weeks, right? Like you can change it. But if you drop everything at one time, you're dropping a singular vision. So it doesn't become a TV show, and that's the difference. Netflix, when Netflix drops the Haunting of Bly Manor or Fall of the House of Usher, they're dropping an 8-hour long movie. They're not dropping a miniseries. All right, give me 1 second, everyone. I have to come back. All right, everyone. I'm back. I'm back. add some slime. Oh, movie question. Here we go. Movie question. Yeah, it's not. So the movies are on. Every, like, for example, like right here, I'm on Spotify. If you go to Spotify and you just search AKA Pad, I'm on Apple. See, it comes right up. AKA Pad, the Film Buff Podcast, and I do movies. Like, I kind of work through themes, but I try and do like every single movie I watch. So a lot of times I'm like watching movies and I'm recording. I'm watching movies and I'm recording. But for example, we have Over the Edge. That's a 1977 teenage like drama. The Hobbit, also from 1977. The Fall Guy, Tucker, Rebel Ridge. I just got through Thanks Flicking, like the films I'm thankful for. I did some Wizard of Oz because of Wicked. Oz the Great and Powerful with James Franco, which is highly underrated and forgotten. But we do, like, generally there's like a theme working. I try and move through directors. I try and move through my themes to make them as complete as possible. There's a lot on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays is animation, and just to preview a little bit of the mindset. So, for example, if we go to Joker 2, Joker 2 opens with a animated sequence done in the classic Warner Brothers style. And I kind of wanted to do an episode just on that because I feel like it's worthy of like real discussion. And a lot of times, I don't come in, I don't match a lot of what these like what the popular opinions are. So I try and explain that as best I can, and it's tough sometimes because there's movies, or some of these movies are so long and there's so much to them. It's just like it's like where do you start? But I try and be like a true film critic. I try and stay honest to what I think the intent of the film is, what the intent of the filmmaker is. If it's an older movie, like we'll say, for lack of a better term, I take in a lot of historical context with that. I try and be as complete as possible. But it's the Film Buff Podcast. So there we go. The first of many Mad Balls. So we got that. So the next phase for this would be, I would just, some of you guys know, I would blast it with the whiteout and then add colored pencils. So we kind of get this. See, we get them to look like that. So here we go, Mad Ball. We can maybe get back to the Street Fighter sketchbook real quick, because this looks like it dried. Oh my! We got some red there. Hold up. I kind of like it when things get messy with sketchbooks. But here's a little bit of this. This is how things start. But yeah, the world of Street Fighter, I guess 2, like moving forward, because we go from Street Fighter 2 to Alpha. Not going in alphabetical order. Sometimes it's just what I have ideas for as we go along. The Alpha ones are a little bit more illustrative because I'm not familiar with the backgrounds, who the characters are. Like what the move sets are and stuff like that. But I do like Guile and Charlie kind of being a simile metaphor type. And then we have Dan here, and Dan's partner is right here, Cody, who is the jailbird of the franchise. So yeah, I mean, I try and be as complete as possible. Yeah, dude. Yeah, some look. I usually like can be. Usually, it's between 10 and 20 minutes. Sometimes it's it could be a celebration of the people inside the movie, like the people that make the movie. I may go through a director's filmography to put a film into context. For example, I just did a Mel Gibson movie called Fat Man, which was fantastic, by the way. Yeah, it's a Santa Claus movie. He plays Chris Kringle. He's Santa Claus, and I just thought to go through his filmography to put his role for that in context as much as possible, because like you kind of have to with him. I'm recording, I'm going through his filmography, and I'm kind of just trying to narrow down on what you can consider his like comeback. So it's like stuff like that. I think I approach a lot of it with opinions that are just not. I don't think they're mainstream. I don't think a lot of people are incentivized to kind of do things the way I do them, because I have a smaller audience, and but I'm not looking to kind of fully monetize. I just want to get my ideas and my thoughts out there. Like I want to be able to kind of say, hey, look, like this movie here deserves a second look. You know, and there's so much bad press with good movies anymore. Like a lot of bad press, and it doesn't mean someone that's not true or honest, but it takes the audience away. Like when the movies get labeled as like a social justice movie or woke, and someone like some of that's true, and we're talking modern day movies, like some of that's true, some of that's not, some of that is frivolous, it's ridiculous. But just for example, if you really want to kind of try and get into my mindset, is I consider Barbie one of the greatest science fiction movies of all time. Like to me, Barbie is a science fiction movie. So like that's where we are with the podcast. Yeah, no, because like to me, Wizard of Oz is the work of a obsessive like genius, like Frank Baum. Number one, like my baseline with Wizard of Oz is that he sacrificed, like he was more interested in Wizard of Oz working as a stage play or even a silent movie at one point. Like he was involved. Like it's almost like Wizard of Oz itself, or Oz itself, like the property of Oz, at one time had its own production company, and he would co-produce and license out and make arrangements. And a lot of people lose the perspective that Wizard of Oz is really this blueprint for everything we see today, even Star Wars. And Wizard of Oz on screen or on stage was more important than Wizard of Oz in print. So I think that's kind of a lot of the, like what my positioning would be. My positioning for the movie itself would be, hey, that movie, like that 1939 movie, solved a lot of problems that the other interpretations, because people forget that there were silent movies. There were already, I think Russia made 2 or 3 Wizard of Oz movies. That 1939 movie solved a lot of problems that a lot of people couldn't solve. And, creative things like the ruby slippers and just iconic elements. But sometimes that stuff comes in. Like, for example, upcoming, I have a movie called Christmas Toys, or The Christmas Toy by Jim Henson, by the Jim Henson Company. And that movie is 1,000% the inspiration for Toy Story. Like 1,000%. It's crazy when you watch that movie and no one kind of compares the two of them, and you're just like, how's this possible? Like those two movies are so close that I don't understand how you can say one without the other. And I look for filmmaker intent. I think that's just something that is really lost with the like anyone on YouTube. I just think there's a lot lost with the way how modern giant YouTube accounts think about movies. So I got my little corner to maybe correct some of that. Let's see here. We are looking for. I want to say like some of this came in like a little bit too red. It's like a little bit too much. We really don't have a way to correct it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's different for me. But I would definitely like to do more of this for sure. Like I was just saying, like a little bit too much red. Dude, Serbian film. Dude, isn't it crazy? I was just listening to someone. I don't even know who it was, to be honest. They were saying Serbian film was just like overrated, like garbage. And you're like, what? I think some people just they live these like really soft lives. It's almost like Straw Dogs. I don't know if you're familiar with Straw Dogs. Same Peckinpah. That got remade. But it's almost just like people, I think, live these disingenuous lives, and they watch a movie like Serbian film, they watch a movie like Straw Dogs, and there's just nothing they can do to relate to it. So they think it's just extreme fantasy. They think it's just it's frivolous and not, it's not serious, and it's not this and it's not that. I don't know. Serbian film, Straw Dogs are absolutely terrifying movies to me. Even the first, The Purge, like the very first Purge, which is the home invasion movie. You're just like, oh my god, dude! Like how helpless you are sometimes. I don't know, but that's kind of like a little bit of what I view as a correction that I'm a part of. I'm just interested in talking about movies. Like I want to know, like what are we really doing here? What are we really doing here with this movie? But you're right, though. Revenge of the Nerds, like Porky's, Summer Camp, Meatballs. These are all movies that cannot get made today. But maybe too, like maybe the audience has shifted, right? Like maybe, like before Something About Mary, gross out humor kind of went away, and then they kind of came back with Something About Mary and American Pie. But then American Pie also triggered a new run of teen comedies, which, like, I guess you can say that trend crashed into the shore with Project X, which is such a good effing movie. But you had, you had a lot of the kind of like teenage fantasy movies post American Pie. I do feel like some of this stuff is trendy. It moves in trends. I think the film industry has shifted grossly. Like just even with, if you go through like the films that were released 10, 20 years ago, like the amount and the volume of films from major studios, it is major. It's a major shift. It's a major difference. Sorry, guys. I need to, here we go. Oh, we got some Batmobiles underneath here. And here are some. There you go. Some items I was looking for. So then we have what? Julie and Jenny. They're the two, I guess, like teammates of Cammie's here. Like, so Cammie is a part of a British like unit that were all kind of like super soldiery, but then she's also part of this like assassin corps run by M. Bison. So I don't know which one's which. Like which one to focus on, like for her. All right. We're at 90 minutes. I gotta let this dry. Windblock, dude, thank you so much for hanging out. But we're getting there. So we have Jenny Julie. We have Rolando here, but she's already done. We have Alden Aldi. No. Aldon. This is Sagat's pupil. This is Annie. I forget her. And then I was going to do Alex. And I forget the other wrestler. There's a guy that looks like Andre the Giant. But like we're kind of getting there. I thought I was not going to have enough pages. But we have like a pretty good history now of Street Fighter 2 in here, which is what I want. I just wanted to kind of portray that. And then like Guile here. Like, so I got to complete the streaks here, but I wanted his background to be here. We're getting there. Wind block. What do we got here, bud? Hugo. Yes, Hugo. Hugo, yes. Let me write that down because I forget. I totally forget this girl's name, but she's the one with this like wild blonde hair. I think she's in Marvel vs. Capcom too. Hugo. Alex, right? Hugo. And who's the other boxer? There's another boxer, right? Because there's two boxers. And then, I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 left after that. So, yeah, a pretty good complete run of characters here. And I still have to do the Chun-Li background. I still have to do the title page. I have to do the Inktober title page here. And then we're going to do, I think here I was going to do Ryu's background, but with the sunset and do like it fully like illustrated and painted, kind of similar to Chun-Li here. But I wanted Chun-Li's to have limited color. So like we'll see. Maybe I'll just wait to do the end pages or the insert pages together. It's always a lot of work, guys. Always a lot of work. Oh yeah, T-Hawk's in here though. Hey, growing up, you had T-Hawk, Spirit, and Tatanka from WWE. Those were your like name markings. But here's T-Hawk right here though. The New Warriors. So for like the New Warriors, we have T-Hawk, Fei Long. Who else? Right? DJ. And then Cammy, which is right here. So we have the New Warrior, or like not the New Warriors, the New Challengers. We have the Championship Edition with the bosses. We have Akuma here. Because like I wanted Akuma to transition between Street Fighter 2 and Alpha, because he was like a hidden or secret character in Turbo, but then he became available in Alpha. It's just like some of the lore is good, some of it's not though. A lot of it just doesn't make a lick of sense. All right, guys, I really do have to go. Oh, Poison. Let's do Poison. That's a good one. I know that character. So we saw, and then I don't know to do like who's the red and blue guy. Like I feel like the final boss, I don't even know his name. The red and blue guy, I think we'll just do here. That'll look cool. So we really have 1, 2, 3 more to go. No. Final Fight has had 3 characters: Dane, Cody, and Poison. And Hugo, right? Was Hugo Final Fight or is Hugo original Street Fighter? But yeah, so be on the lookout. We're going to post this I've been posting the progress on this. But guys, pretty good session today. I'm very happy we got the base for the Mad Ball done though, right? Like this is the start of a new series. I'm excited about that. Yeah, Andor, maybe. Like should Poison, like Andor Boxer, maybe. Let me just write that down, though. I'll write that name down. Like, or Andre, is that like a typo? It doesn't matter. It's here. I'll research it. He's correct. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, it's Andre in Final Fight. Oh, interesting. Dude, I guess like it is kind of cool how some of the Capcom characters overlap. It is cool. All right, guys, I have to go. I gotta do we got friends coming in from out of town. I gotta go to Christmas Village. I'll be posting a lot of that too on Insta if you guys are just curious what I do outside the drawing table. Like final promo, like let's do a little bit of a good promo here. You guys can find me on any social with AKA Pad and sometimes with a 6ix9ine. All right. I'm out there.